So you see this is your chapter 3, that is your machine. Already we have read work, energy and power. After that, that is your chapter 2, and this one is your chapter 3, machine. And machine, you have idea about machine, you have read your that 7 class 6, class 7, class 8. And machine, what is machine? Machine is a device which makes our work easier. Yes or no? So what are the functions of machine? For example, suppose you want to open a knot. So if you will use the wrench, then only you can open a knot easily. But with means with your hand you cannot open a nut. For example, suppose you want to pull out a bucket of water from the well. It is very difficult to pull out a bucket full of water from the well. But if you will use a pulley, then you can easily pull out a bucket full of water. So machine, these things are machine. So many machines are we are using in our daily life. Suppose scissor is a machine. Suppose this door is a machine. So everything that is your, for example, the scissor, and one kind of machine is that is your jack is used to lift a car. This is a machine. So main function of machine is it multiplies the force. It used as a force multiplier, it used as a speed multiplier, and it changes the direction of effort. How it use a force multiplier? So force for example, by giving a small effort, you can lift a heavy load. By applying small force, you can lift a heavy load. That is your what force multiplier. For example, a jack is used to lift a car. Similarly, speed multiplier. For example, in scissor, that long part, if you will apply the small length is there the handle part, but the long part is easily can move across the cloth. That is the what speed multiplier, and it changes the direction of effort. So I can give you the example. Suppose you want to pull out a bucket of water from the well. So if you give effort in the downward direction like that, then only you can pull out a bucket full of water in the upward direction. That means effort is in the downward direction and the load that is lifted in the upward direction. In this way, the changing the direction of effort, in that case pulley is your what? Machine. So main three functions are there: force multiplier, speed multiplier, and in changing the direction of effort in a convenient direction. So some terms related to machines are there. These things we will read by one, and these things already you know these things, but you will use the next part. Pulley is there, we will use these things in the next part. One is your load, effort. What is load? The opposing force to be overcome by a machine is your load, and the effort, the force applied on the machine to overcome the load is called effort. That means to lift a load, lift को उठाने के लिए जितना force देते हैं, that is your what? Effort. For example, suppose I want to lift this heavy load. Suppose this duster is of heavy weight. I want to lift this duster. Suppose this is one what? Stick. With this stick, suppose I want to lift this load. Suppose this is your what? Load point. You see, if the load lift is in the upward direction, I have to give the effort in the what? Downward direction. This is your what? Effort point, and this one is your what? Load point. Understood? So this part is your load. I am giving here force. This is your what? Effort. Or also you can say that the load part is your output part, and the effort you are giving, that is your what? Input part. Okay, and also after that we will read the lever. Also I can give you that example there also, lever. So this is your what? Effort point, this is your what? Load point, and this is your what? Fulcrum. This part, because this point, this one is what? Rotating. So this is your what? Fulcrum. So load, understood, effort. Then after that, mechanical advantage. You know these things. Mechanical advantage is your load by effort. Since this load is one kind of force, effort is also one kind of force, so it has no unit. So mechanical advantage is your load by effort. These things you will write on your copy also. Mechanical advantage is a load by effort. Now you see, if load is more than the effort, you know that mechanical advantage is load by effort. If load is more than effort, then mechanical advantage is what? Greater than 1. Mechanical advantage is greater than 1. That means what? That machine is used as a force multiplier. You see here effort is less, load is more. That means थोड़ा सा effort दे रहे हो, थोड़ा सा force लगा रहे हो और load ज़्यादा फोर्स एक्ट हो रहा है, लोड में ज़्यादा फोर्स मिल रहा है. दैट मीन्स एफर्ट, आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड दैट एफर्ट वन इज योर व्हाट? इनपुट, एंड लोड वन इज योर व्हाट? आउटपुट. बाय गिविंग अ स्मॉल इनपुट फोर्स यू कैन गेट अ लार्ज आउटपुट फोर्स. दैट इज योर व्हाट? दैट्स व्हाई if the mechanical, if a machine is having mechanical advantage greater than 1, that means it is used as a force multiplier. Similarly, if load is less than E, load is less than E, then mechanical advantage is less than 1 and it is used as a speed multiplier. In that case actually the load part is move faster and the effort part, for example scissor, you can see scissor का पीछे हैंडल थोड़ा सा रहता है और जहाँ पर हम लोग क्लथ को कट करते हैं वो क्या होता है, scissor का जो फ्रंट पार्ट है ज़्यादा डिस्टेंस आता है बट जो हैंडल पार्ट है बहुत ही कम डिस्टेंस आता है. दैट इज योर व्हाट? स्पीड मल्टीप्लायर. L is less than 1, mechanical advantage is less than 1 and this is a speed multiplier. Okay, and one machine cannot be simultaneously act as a force multiplier or speed multiplier. Either it is a force multiplier or it is a speed multiplier. Now you see, if load is equals to E, load is effort equals to effort, then mechanical advantage is 1. In that case the machine is only used to change the direction of effort. For example, that is your the bucket one. You are whatever force you are given in the downward direction, the load is that in the opposite case the bucket full of water is moving in the upward direction. So if mechanical advantage is 1, this force multiplier. If it is less than 1, then it is a speed multiplier. Then is equals to 1, then it is only changes the direction of effort. Now you see velocity ratio. What is velocity ratio? Velocity ratio is you can also write V dot R, but capital V, capital R. Don't write capital V, small r. V dot R. So velocity ratio is the velocity of effort by velocity of load. Velocity of effort by velocity of load. Also in this way also you can write, you see, suppose the distance moved by the load and the effort is dn and de in the same time t, then velocity of the load is distance moved by the load by time, velocity of the effort is distance moved by the effort by t. So if you divide, then velocity ratio you can get de by dl, that means distance moved by the effort by distance moved by the load. You will use these two formula. Velocity ratio is your ve by vn or de by dl. This one is your velocity of effort, velocity of load, distance of effort or distance of load. Okay, next part is your work input. What is work input? Already we have read that work is equals to what? Force into displacement. I had told work input part is your what? Effort part. So work done by the effort. Work input is your what? Work done by the effort. So what is work? Force into displacement. So that effort into distance moved by the effort. This formula we will use in the numericals. You see properly, effort into distance moved by the effort. Here it is work input. Similarly, work output in the load case. So work done on the load. You see, by the effort, this word by the effort on the load. Effort load के ऊपर काम करता है. That's why by the work done by the effort. किसके ऊपर? Load के ऊपर, on the load. So that's why work done is equals to work is a load into distance moved मूव बाय द लोड. लोड के ऊपर अगर कुछ फोर्स मिलेगा, एफर्ट कुछ फोर्स देगा, देन लोड भी कुछ डिस्टेंस मूव करेगा. दैट इज द डिस्टेंस मूव बाय द लोड इनटू लोड. दिस इज योर वर्क इनपुट and this one is your what? Work. Okay. Now you see efficiency. Efficiency is your what? Output work by input work. Output by input is your what? Efficiency. Okay. And if you want to find the efficiency, that you just multiply 100. So I know you, everybody, you know what is efficiency. Now I am not discussing in details, because efficiency is your what? How much, suppose a machine is having 80% efficiency. That means what? That 80% work is only done by the but means output is your 80 and the 20% energy is loss. So if the efficiency is 100%, that means there is no loss of energy. Okay. So efficiency is your work output by work input into 100%. If you want to find the percentage, then you can multiply 100. So it is a, you see, this is the ratio of the same physical quantity. So efficiency, it has no unit, because work unit is joule, input work energy is also joule. So it has no unit. And you see, for ideal machine, that output energy is input energy. That means efficiency is what? 100%. You see, output by input, if it is same, then this one is cancelled, then efficiency is what? 100%. So for ideal machine, the output energy is equals to input energy. But it is impossible to construct the ideal machine. But for actual machine or practical machine, the output energy is always less than input energy. Whatever energy you will give, some energy is lost due to the friction. So that's why that output energy is less than the input energy. So for actual machine and for ideal machine, if output energy is equals to input energy. Now you see, this is very important thing, relations between efficiency, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. You know what is mechanical advantage? Load by effort. Velocity ratio, distance moved by the what? Effort by distance moved by the load, or velocity of effort by velocity of load. And efficiency is what? Output work by input work. So efficiency, you see, work output by work input. Understood? I have already told that work output, that means work done what? On the load. So on the load into distance moved by the load. लोड के ऊपर फोर्स मिलेगा, तो लोड के ऊपर कुछ फोर्स एक्सर्ट करेगा, दैट इज अ लोड, एंड डिस्टेंस मूव्ड बाय द लोड. देन वर्क इनपुट, दैट इज व्हाट? वर्क डन बाय द एफर्ट. एफर्ट की वजह से जो वर्क होगा, दैट इज योर एफर्ट इनटू डिस्टेंस मूव्ड बाय द एफर्ट. Understood? Because work equals to what? Force into displacement. Force into displacement. So L into dl, E into d. But load by effort is your what? Mechanical advantage. And dE by dl is your what? Velocity ratio. But here dl by dE is there. That's why I have written here 1 by VR, means velocity ratio. So efficiency is equals to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio. This is very important formula, and you will get so many questions in the exercise on the basis of this formula, that efficiency is equals to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio, or mechanical advantage is equals to efficiency into velocity ratio. That means if you know the efficiency of a machine and velocity ratio, you can calculate the mechanical advantage. And one thing you remember, for a machine, the velocity ratio is fixed, but mechanical advantage is not fixed. Mechanical advantage will depends on the efficiency of the machine. Okay, these things we will read in the next part. And one more thing, for actual machine, you see, the efficiency is not but 100%. There is some loss of energy. Efficiency is not 100%. That means efficiency is not 100%. That means what? Efficiency is less than 1. If it is less than 1, then mechanical advantage is less than velocity ratio. For actual machine, mechanical advantage is less than velocity ratio is very important. Why? Because its efficiency is less than 1. And why its efficiency is less than 1? Because there is some loss of energy. And for ideal machine you see efficiency is 100%, that is your efficiency is your what? 1. If efficiency is 1, that means what? For ideal machine, mechanical advantage is equals to what? Velocity ratio. But for actual machine, mechanical advantage is less than velocity ratio. This is your very important 1-2 marks questions. These things you will remember. Okay. And so see, lever is a what? A rigid bar which is free to rotate about its one particular axis, which is having one point axis of rotation. So you say, suppose this is any type of rod. Suppose that I have given already this one example. Suppose I want to lift this one load in this direction. So this is your what? This is your lever. Okay, suppose this is your load, this chalk box is your load, I want to lift this load. So this is your what? Lever. So this is your load point, and this is your what? About this point this stick is rotate. So this is your what? Axis of rotation, point of rotation. So this point of rotation is your what? Fulcrum. So see, suppose this is the load, I want to lift this load, so I will give here the force in the downward direction. So this is your what? Point of rotation. So this is known as fulcrum. So this is your effort, fulcrum and load. And you know about this load, fulcrum and effort. That fulcrum is your what? That rotation line. For example, suppose this is your door, okay, and this door is what? Rotating about this point. So this is your what? Fulcrum. Okay, this is your fulcrum. So suppose my hand, I am just doing like this. This is your what? Rotating point. So this is your what? Fulcrum. Suppose I want to lift this one load is here. So this is your what? Load, and this one is your what? Fulcrum point. Okay. So kinds of lever, you know, class 1 there are 3 types of lever: class 1 lever, class 2 lever, class 3 lever. So how we will know the class 1 and class 2, class 3? These things also you have read in that lower class 1, class 2, class 3 lever. So one easy way to remember that class 1, class 2, class 3 lever, you say see this F, you just write F, L, class 1, class 2, class 3, flea, F, L and E. F for fulcrum, load and effort. So fulcrum, you see, for first class lever, the fulcrum is in the middle point. For class 2 lever, L, load is in the middle point. For class 3 lever, effort is in the middle point. This is your what? Flea. So class 1, fulcrum is in the middle point, one side effort, one side load. For class 2, load is in the middle point, one side effort, one side fulcrum. And for class 3, effort is in the middle position, load and fulcrum is in this, load in this direction and fulcrum is in this direction. Okay, and now you see, fulcrum to load is known as load arm, fulcrum to effort is known as effort arm. Similarly here, this one is load arm, this one is effort arm, and for this class 3, this one is load arm, this one is a effort arm. And in lever case, how we will find the mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage is your what? Effort arm by load arm. Okay, effort arm E dot A, effort arm by load arm. Now you see, for class 1 lever, this one is a load arm, this one is effort arm. Now you see, for class 1 lever, maybe mechanical advantage greater than 1, maybe less than 1, maybe equals to 1. You see, if the fulcrum is in the middle position, then the effort arm is equals to what? Load arm. In that case, mechanical advantage is equals to 1. And you see, if fulcrum is slightly here, if effort arm is more, then mechanical advantage is greater than 1. And if load arm is more, then mechanical advantage is less than 1. So for class 1 lever, these three possibilities are there. Maybe mechanical advantage is greater than 1, maybe mechanical advantage is less than 1, maybe mechanical advantage is equals to 1. Similarly for class 2 lever, you see, so fulcrum is at the one corner. Now you see here effort arm is more than the load arm. If effort arm is more than the load arm, then mechanical advantage is greater than 1, and we know that if the mechanical advantage is greater than 1, then that used as a force multiplier. That means class 2 lever used as a force multiplier, and this class 1 force multiplier, speed multiplier, and also it can equals to 1. That means it can also changes the direction of effort in a particular direction. Now you see for class 3 lever, that fulcrum is also at one corner, and effort is in the middle and load is this side. So this load arm is more than the effort arm. So in that case mechanical advantage is less than 1, because you see mechanical advantage is effort arm by load arm, and if load arm is more than the effort arm, then mechanical advantage is what? Less than 1. So this class 3 lever is used as a speed multiplier. These are the short questions for your exam. Class 1 mechanical advantage, for class 2 mechanical advantage is always greater than 1, and for class 3 the mechanical advantage is always less than 1. For example, you see for class 1 lever, you know the seesaw, okay, the seesaw one side, the two side, the middle position the fulcrum is there, and one side effort and load. In that case you see mechanical advantage is equals to 1. In that case it is used to only the changes the direction of effort and load. Now you see that this is your mechanical advantage is equals to 1. Now you see the scissor. In the scissor, you see for seesaw fulcrum is in the middle position, that's why it is a class 1 lever. And for scissor, you see the scissor, this is the long part and this one is your what? Short part, and this is the what? The axis point of rotation, and this is your what? Fulcrum. Fulcrum is in the middle part, and this side you can put any cloth and or what? So this is the load, and this side you are applying the force, so that's why this is your effort. So this is also is your class 1 lever. And so see, this is your crowbar. Suppose this is a here heavy stone is there, you want to lift this heavy stone, you just take one rod, one long rod, and here one support is there, and you just press like this, then this heavy stone will lift in the upward direction. So here you see this is your fulcrum. So in this three case the fulcrum are in the middle position. So that's why all these three are the class 1 lever, and here the mechanical advantage is equals to 1, and here mechanical advantage is greater than 1. Why? Because you see fulcrum to load, here this one is load arm, effort to fulcrum, this one is what? Effort arm. Here effort arm is more than load arm, that's why mechanical advantage is greater than 1. If you apply the small force, you can lift a heavy stone. So that's why here it is used as a force multiplier. And here this scissor, this long part one covers the large distance, while this part covers the small distance. So this is used as a speed multiplier. Here the mechanical advantage is what? Less than 1. Why? Because this is a load arm and this one is a what? Effort arm. Here the effort arm is less. Okay. So many examples are there for class 1. For class 2, I have taken here 2 examples. Mainly the class 2 lever, door, nutcracker, door. You see this one is your door, this one is your fulcrum, and for you see for class 2 lever the fulcrum is in this corner. So for door you see this one is your what? Fulcrum. Okay, this one is your fulcrum. Here I have given what? Effort, and this for class 2 the load, this part is your what? Load, effort. So this is your what? Class 2 lever. Okay. And nutcracker also, you can see nutcracker. This is your what? Nutcracker. So suppose this one is your fulcrum, and here you just put one nut, and if you apply force here, effort like this, then will crack. So this one is your load, that nut is your load, this is your fulcrum, this is your effort. Similarly for class 3 lever, knife, sugar tongue, that these are the what class 3 lever. So by seeing the position of fulcrum, load, effort, you can identify which class lever it is, whether it is class 1 or class 2 or class 3, and this is the easy way to remember the levers. Okay. So now we will see the second kind of machine, that is your pulley. Already you have discussed the levers. Pulley, you know also these things. Pulley, that pulley is a what, it's a wooden or metallic ring with a grooved rim, and a string is passed around it, or rope or string is passed around it, and you have seen that the well, in the when you are using the tube, you want to pull out a bucket full of water from well. If pulley is there, you are giving the force in the downward direction, and the bucket full of water is moving in the upward direction. You have seen the pulley, and we will see the single fixed pulley. What is single fixed pulley? If the axis of rotation is fixed, it's one direction, that is a single fixed pulley. Suppose this is your what, pulley and string, this is a support. So suppose this one is your load, okay, and this one, if this side you will give effort in this direction, then the load will up in the upward direction. Effort is in this direction, the load will up in this direction. And this is your see load. Generally in the string case, one tension force is acting. If any point you want to find the tension, and that from away from that point always tension is acting. Suppose at this point if I want to find the tension, then the tension is in this direction. Suppose at this point, this string point, I want to find tension, then this away from the point, this is your tension direction. Suppose this is your effort, you are giving the effort in this direction, in this point you want to find the tension, it is in the upward direction. For at this first string you want to find at this point the string tension direction, it is from the away, that means in this direction the tension will act. So now you see tension is also one kind of force. So now you see this is your what, load, and this direction tension is acting. So L equals to T. Effort is in this direction, T is in this direction. So the effort is equals to T. So L equals to T, E is equals to T. So now you see what is mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is equals to load by effort, that is your T by T, that is equals to what, 1. So mechanical advantage is 1, and this mechanical advantage is 1 for ideal case, not for practical case. If we will consider the mass string is having no mass, massless string, if there is a no friction between this pulley and there is no friction between this string and this rim with the grouped rim. So in that case we can say that only the mechanical advantage is equals to 1 for ideal case, okay. But for velocity ratio, for single fixed pulley it is fixed, that is velocity ratio is 1, it is fixed, but mechanical advantage is not equals to 1, it is 1 for ideal case. You now you see, for if mechanical advantage is equals to 1, that means it is not a force multiplier, it is not a speed multiplier. That means what is the function of single fixed pulley? It only changes the direction. Yes, it is changes the direction. If effort is in this downward direction, the load is in the upward direction. It only function is, it only changes the direction. It is not used as a force multiplier, it is not used as a speed multiplier. One more question is there. Why if mechanical advantage, why it is not equals to 1 for ideal case, means for practical case? Because there is some loss of energy due to the frictions between the strings and this rim system, and if the string is having some mass, okay. So this is about your single fixed pulley. Now you see single movable pulley whose axis of rotation is not fixed, whose axis of rotation is movable. That is your what? Single movable pulley. So this is your what attach point. This is your one pulley I have taken here. This is your what? Load. You want to lift this load in the upward direction. If you will give effort in this direction, this load will move in the upward direction. Then how in this case we will find the mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage is what? Load by effort. So how much load is, you see, this one is T and this one is T. The total upward force is a T plus T, 2T, and downward force is your what? L. So L equals to, for equilibrium position, the upward force equals to downward force. So the L is equals to 2T and effort equals to T. So mechanical advantage is equals to 2T by T, that is your 2. So here mechanical advantage is 2, that means it is greater than 1. So it used as a force multiplier. अगर effort में थोड़ा सा भी force हो गया, it can move a lift a heavy load. And for single movable pulley, the velocity ratio is fixed. We will find this derivation how velocity ratio is equals to 2. So velocity ratio is 2. And if velocity ratio is 2, it is greater than 1, but if the velocity ratio is greater than 1, its speed decreases. It not used as a speed multiplier. Okay, so how you see, actually the velocity ratio is 2. So you see, first, suppose if you want to lift this load, suppose you means pull this effort in this direction. Suppose this one move distance x. So this one is also move distance x. So velocity of effort is this direction x, this direction x. So this is your what? 2x. But load is one is your what? X. So velocity ratio is a 2x by x, that is equals to 2. So velocity ratio is fixed for single movable pulley, but mechanical advantage is 2 only for the ideal case when there is no loss of energy, there is no friction. Okay, this is